I'm going to review the throat dissection. Let's start with the accessory structures first. This gland right here under the ear, this is the parotid gland. And then you have the salivary or submandibular glands. There's actually 3 lobes. There's one here, and one here. This large muscle right here is the masseter, the primary muscle of chewing. Then we have a series of blood vessels. This is the external jugular vein. This is the posterior facial vein, anterior facial vein, transverse arch. To the musculature, this muscle right here running from the midline behind the ear, this is sternomastoid. And you come down on the throat, we have sternohyoid. And if I can move this out of the way, there's a muscle right next to it on the side. This is called sternothyroid, right there. This sheet-like muscle that covers the bottom of the chin, this is myohyoid. Underneath that we have the geniohyoids, hyoglossus on the side, and the last muscle in the dissection is the digastric, right there. Alright, in this section we're just going to review all of the internal organs. We're not going to review the heart stuff because we already did that. But we'll start up here, this big giant multi-lobe thing. For the exam, no matter what lobe I point to, we're going to call it the liver. And then somewhere in there you should have like a little green raisin. That's called the gallbladder. And some of you may actually have to move your liver into separate sections to see what I'm talking about. Now if you lift the liver up, there's a large J-hooked organ right here. That's called the stomach. Okay? And then if you put your hand under there and kind of pull this forward, there should be one section about 4 inches long right here, coming right off the stomach. See how the stomach got a little J to it? And then this first part. This is called the duodenum, which is the first 4 inches of the small intestine. This is where 90% of digestion occurs, in that first 4 inches of straightness. And then once you leave that, then it turns into this. All this is small intestine. Now the middle portion is called the jejunum, and the end of it's called the ileum. Now unfortunately, where's the middle and where's the end? I have no idea. So here's what we do, okay? If I tag it like this, you would put jejunum and ileum. You'd put both names because you don't know which one it is. Now if you follow this to the end though, okay, and you're going to find a spot, you can see what I'm doing with my fingers here. I'm going to put my finger through there. This is the end of the small intestine, and you know it's the end because it butts into the large intestine, which is twice the diameter of the small intestine. Do you see that right there? This is called, right where these join is called the ileocecal junction. Cecum is the science name for appendix. Okay, that's this blind end pouch right here. This is the cecum, appendix. The junction is where the ileum, the third part of the small intestine, joins the large intestine. So if I tagged it right here, what would you have to put? If you knew it was the end, what would you have to put? The ileum. You'd have to put ileum. Now if I tag it right here, what would you put?
The ileum and jejunum.
Very good. Okay, if I tag it right on the junction, you'll put ileocecal junction. If I put it on the end, it's cecum. Now if you rotate this, your large intestine has 3 parts. Notice that the first part travels which direction?
Up.
Up. That is the ascending colon. Then it goes across, that's transcending. And then it comes all the way down, that's descending. When you get to the portion of the large intestine, or the colon, as it goes under the pelvis, what do you call it then? When it's just poop storage?
The colon?
Well, it's colon up here. What do you call it when it passes the pelvis?
Bladder.
Not bladder, nope. Rectum. Alright? So let me review that again. The first 4 inches, this is the duodenum. The middle is the jejunum. The end is the ileum. This is the ileocecal junction. Cecum, ascending colon, transcending colon, descending colon, then what?
Rectum.
Rectum. Okay, that's the digestive tract. Other organs in here. This big guy right here, it looks like an elephant's ear. That is the spleen. And then if I lift the stomach up and the spleen out, there's going to be an organ right here. You can see it right there where my thumb is tracing. That is the pancreas, primary organ of digestion. Okay? Now I'm going to move all of this over. Okay? Right here. This is the kidney. The red one is the renal artery, blue one renal vein. The white one is the ureter that comes all the way down to the urinary bladder right here. That's it. Don't look too tough, does it?
Nope.
Those are all the internal organs. Now all we have left is boys and girls.
Hello.
All right, we're going to do the, this is the lateral surface of the arm and all of the extensors. Okay, we're going to start right here on the shoulder. This one right here is a acromiodeltoid, spinodeltoid. Now as we come down on the arm, we're going to have the triceps in the back. Triceps means 3 heads of origin, so we're going to have to name them all. This is the lateral head. The long head is right here. And if you open the window, I hold this open right here. Inside here you can see another couple of muscles. This is the medial head. So on the exam you'll write triceps brachii medial head, triceps brachii long head, triceps brachii lateral head. Okay? Also in here, up on the humerus itself, right here, this muscle is called the brachialis. This is the radial nerve. All of those are on your sheets. All right, let's do extensors on the forearm. This is not easy. Quit laughing. This is extensor carpi radialis longus, extensor carpi radialis brevis, extensor digitorum communis, extensor digitorum lateralis, and then the last one in the set is extensor carpi ulnaris. Right there. All 5 of them. Got it? The inside surface of the arm. Now we created this little flap here. This is epitrochlearis, but it is not on the exam, so let's flip it out of the way. Okay? Underneath, here's what you're going to look at. This is triceps brachii long head, the one we saw from the other side. If you go above the blood vessels, there's a nice little tube right here. This is biceps brachii. And then there's a nerve right here. This is the ulnar nerve that's also part of the exam. So those are the 3 things you need to know on the inside of the humerus. Now let's go to the flexors. And I always start, there's 4 of them. I always start with the one that's kind of wide at the top and skinny at the front. Okay, let's do them. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is pronator teres, flexor carpi radialis, palmaris longus, and then flexor carpi ulnaris. One more time. Pronator teres, flexor carpi radialis, palmaris longus, and flexor carpi ulnaris.